Hi Libra, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your October 1st to the 15th, 2020 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you are interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be located in the description box below. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit that bell notification button. Now before we dive into this reading, let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from your body like storm clouds. Feeling yourself become calm, steady, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. And from the way the bull was singing, it is as you reclaim your voice, your power, and the energy of you. Because there's this faintness here. It's almost as if a reconnecting is coming in and like the battery is being plugged in, you're being recharged. And that's going to be a really beautiful energy that is around you. But there are going to be times from this time frame where you'll feel a little bit sluggish at times, maybe a little bit drained. This is when you need to connect with your energy, with yourself, a grounding, an understanding, and embrace a beauty that is your truth. All right, so let's let the bull sing. Yeah. All right. I love how strong its sound was. As we look at what the tarot has to say. Libra, October 1st to the 15th, 2020 Libra. 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 Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. Let's see what your chakra energy has to say for this time. Libra, October 1st to the 15th, 2020 Libra. October 1st to the 15th, 2020 Libra. October 1st to the 15th, 2020 Libra. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. All right. It's very interesting because with the quietness of the singing bowl, in the reading that was done for Virgo, they had that, but there was a lot of energy felt around the throat chakra. It was a blockage within their throat chakra. Here it is a sense of there's this beauty. The bull was still singing, but it was faintly, but it was beautifully. And it's a stepping into your power once again. It's a recharging your battery. So there is a difference here. If you're on the cusp with Virgo, it can be that energy is kind of seeping in, that energy that kind of steals the voice a little bit is steeping in. But this is a time really to focus on self-care, on the connection with your heart, your soul, and the way that you want to move forward. And the first card that we have, is self-mastery. This is alignment of your chakras. This is a connection with the energy that is moving you towards what is more. This is your solar plexus chakra. So you're going to be having a lot of gut reactions to things. It's like, oh, I feel, this, I feel that. And really sensitivity to the energy that is around you, also the energy that you put in you, the foods that you eat, the drinks that you drink. They're going to have more of an effect than you would think. And there's a sense here as you enter into self-mastery is that you're seeing truths about yourself. You're seeing yourself with a level of honesty that most people would find rather, a little bit off-putting because it is rather intense. And then we have determination. You're swimming, and this is where the tiredness comes from too, or the sense of just feeling like you could really just cozy up for a nice nap. This is pushing against the waters, pushing against the emotional tides of things. It can be of the world. You're sitting there and you're like, what? No, I need to move forward in my knowledge, in my understanding. This could be, within a psychological understanding of where you want to be, kind of leaving behind thoughts of worries, doubts, fears, negativity that can become overwhelming. And this is moving towards your truth. Again, this is the solar plexus chakra. This is determination being absolutely paramount to you during this time. It's like you're focusing on your will. You're determined to get things done. You're determined to move forward in a very specific, very powerful way. And that determination guides you. It enlightens you, but it also helps you embrace what it is that you desire. But it's like a salmon swimming upstream. It takes a lot of energy. It exerts a lot of power. And even if this is going to be a determination that other people don't see, but it's rather emotional, spiritual within you, it still takes a lot of power. So give yourself kindness, give yourself understanding, and know that you are working astoundingly hard, even if others may not see it. And then we have here divine wisdom. This is the soul star chakra located 6 inches above your crown. This is a sense of wisdom coming over you, wisdom guiding you, wisdom moving you forward. This is looking at things so much more differently than you were before. It's through the connection with yourself. It's through the determination of where you're headed, of what you want, of looking at things in honesty and truthfulness of self. And it's being guided in a very unique and very beautiful way towards what it is that is truly important to you and what it is that really makes a difference as you are moving forward and as you are embracing what you want from life. So wisdom is going to be coming your way, and you're going to find yourself kind of drawn to certain readings, certain podcasts, certain things that help embrace this wisdom, embrace this understanding, embrace this truth. Now, on the left-hand side of the tarot here is your inner self. The middle is your heart. The right-hand side is the public arena, your public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. So we start off with the 5 of Cups. You're changing your mind. You're changing your whole entire life. And that has the world open up to you in an astounding way. It leads you to feeling as if, you're on a roller coaster ride. You have the Wheel of Fortune here. Change is coming in, and you're seeing things much more differently, much more profoundly. And it can feel like, a new season is coming in, yes, but that there's so much change around you that you just need to hold on. And sometimes you can feel a little bit exhausted from the change that is coming in, especially since you have the 5 of Swords right here. This is karmic, okay? You have the repeat of the number 5, meaning that it feels more difficult to you than you would have originally imagined things would. You're moving towards freedom, but also what feels difficult or what is difficult is getting resolved more quickly than you had imagined. Now, you could have thought, oh, this is going to be something I carry with me for my whole entire life, and it winds up not being your whole entire life. It winds up being, a few decades. So a spirit's idea of time and our idea of time is very different. So knowing here that you are facing things that have been holding you back, that are karmic, that can be inherited from your DNA line, that you are looking at, and you're finding your truth, you're finding your prosperity, you are releasing a lot of what you have carried, and you're releasing a lot of the people that have had a negative impact on you, or that you thought, you know what, I have to keep on proving myself, I have to keep on fighting, I have to keep on moving forward, and you're really standing in your truth. This leads you to the sun, crowning your heart, which is absolutely beautiful. You know, joy, happiness, the happiest card in the whole entire deck. And then you have the Ace of Pentacles, God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, handing you a gift of prosperity, moving you to a new stage of life. This is permeating every single aspect of this time. We'll see if you take it right on. But this is definitely giving you more insight, giving you more understanding, looking at the seeds that you want to plant and the passion that you have to move forward. You then have the Six of Pentacles here. It's a balancing. Okay, it definitely is a balance of the prosperity that you want within your life, the place that you want to be, the people who have their hands out, and the power that you obtain. This leads you to the Chariot. Now, this is a Cancer energy, a time frame of June 21st to July 22nd. And this is a moving forward in your heart's truth. Okay, here really, when it comes to your emotions, when it comes to your heart, when it comes to what you desire, you're a fierce warrior. And Libra, that is really true to you. You balance your heart, you balance your truth, you balance your beauty, you balance your understanding. And during this time, you are going to be that defender of it. You are going to be that person that sits there and says, listen, things need to be balanced. There needs to be an equilibrium within my existence. And as you're obtaining that, and as you're looking at it, you have here, you go from 6, you go to 7. You have yourself embracing your heart. You have yourself embracing what you desire. And it leads you to being a student of your passion with the Page of Wands. This is a fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It then leads you to also being a student of your heart with the Page of Cups, which is Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. So strong Cancer energy right here. You then have the repeat of the number 1. You have the Magician coming in. So you're most definitely taking this gift of prosperity. And now you're moving forward towards, obtaining your magic, knowing your truth. You are a student during this time. And in the public arena, you can feel sometimes a little bit overwhelmed, as if other people know so much more than you. But here's the thing, they might not. They most likely don't, actually. It's not that they might not. They most likely do not. And this is a sense of knowing that, yes, you're learning. Yes, you're taking on new responsibilities, obtaining new knowledge, doing everything like that. But for others, that they may be doing this themselves, but it's a very personal thing. And nobody wants to feel like, and nobody wants it to appear as if they don't know everything. And so here, to be a student, to embrace that student mind, our world kind of tells us, oh, that's wrong. Don't do that. You're supposed to already know. You're supposed to have been born knowing. But then there's this stagnation that comes from thinking that you know everything and not embracing learning, not embracing understanding. So here, you're really breaking that stagnation. You're connecting with your heart, and you're connecting with your passion, and it really does bring forth magic. And yeah, you have then here the Ace of Wands. This is passion, this is creativity, this could be heightened sexual energy, but this is definitely heightened creative energy coming in. You have feminine energy and masculine energy coming forward, and that is really going to be quite beautiful for you as part of the gifts that you are really looking at as you are looking at what you desire within your life. Because remember, as above, so below. As we believe it, so it becomes. And that's going to be a very powerful truth for you with the Magician. It's like, as you look at your life, yourself, what you desire, what you want, you are going to be manifesting your thoughts. And your thoughts are going to be moving you forward in that determination. And it is actually quite a big deal. So knowing that you have the repeat of the number 1 3 times, it is power, it is personal understanding, it is determination, repeated with divinity behind it, with divinity's power behind it. And remember, the God's head is hidden within us. Brahma said, I hide the God's head within man, because that is the one place man would never look for it, and that is in Hinduism. And so here, there is that connection, there is that understanding to within you being the one place that divinity never thinks that we will look, and where now we're starting to turn. And that's going to be really quite beautiful for you. It really is. And the student part can be why the voice is not as strong as it would normally be. Because you're taking on understanding, you're taking on learning, you're taking on so much. And when you're learning everything, opens up a world of, oh, well, I might not know exactly. So it becomes vaster, it becomes more complex. And that's what you're really embracing, something vast and complex. So let's see here. Libra. Who will aid Libra? October 1st to the 15th, 2020, Libra. Who will aid Libra? October 1st to the 15th, 2020, Libra. Who will aid Libra? October 1st to the 15th, 2020, Libra. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Okay. Oh, lucky. 4. That's very nice. So we're starting off, and do remember, with the people who aid and the people that we have to be mindful of, we might not know them in real life. Their energy might affect us in a multitude of different ways and come into our lives in a multitude of different ways. But it speaks to, here, it would speak to your passion. It would speak to your creativity. It would speak to the fire that you have within your belly to move forward and obtain. So here, this is the Queen of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And you can very well know these people in real life, so don't negate that. And this is a person who is not afraid to roll up their sleeves and get their hands dirty. This is an astoundingly passionate, creative person. There can be a little bit of chaos to them, all right, or a lot of bit of chaos, depending on, depending on who they are. And this is a sense of being determined, of being passionate, of helping you connect with that passion, being more behind the scenes, not needing everybody to pay attention to them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And as you move forward in that passion, as you move forward in that beauty, this person kind of has it shine more and more around you, has you really look at things differently, and has you see that there are hidden nuances, like the cat right here hiding underneath, that shows us to embrace, if we look at our spirit animals, shows us to embrace our independence, to embrace our passion, to embrace our uniqueness, which is going to be something very powerful to you, to embrace what does not go along kind of with a herd mentality. And then you have the Queen of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is passion. This is determination. This is somebody who sees the connections of things that you might overlook as an air sign energy, because this is going to be a very grounded, centered person. These people both can have a motherly energy to them that is going to be very centering, but it doesn't have to be that they are mothers or identify as female. It's just going to be, their energy is going to be a little bit more calming, a little bit more nurturing, all right? And this is a person here whose vibrational energy is really going to match your vibrational energy. This is going to be a person who you feel very comfortable with. Yeah. Then we have the King of Wands. So you have the King and the Queen of Wands. So this can very much feel almost like a soulmate connection, like this person, like you've been waiting to hear what they have to say. And as you hear it, it can almost be revolutionary to you. Or as it comes to you, it can be revolutionary. And this is a person who is very passionate, who is all about change and transformation, who is, who moves forward, who pushes forward. This energy can be a little bit more, and will be a little bit more aggressive than the Queen's energy. So just be mindful there that, it can be a little bit more intense than maybe you're ready for at times. But it is definitely going to help you embrace your passion to move forward, your determination, the ideas of what you want, and the places that you want to be. And then it leads you to the Princess of Pentacles, who is, the Queen of Pentacles is a more mature energy. The Princess of Pentacles is a younger energy or a younger soul. This could be a young person, but who has a very mature soul to them, a wiser soul. And this is a person who opens up questions about money, about prosperity, about what you value as much as money, who looks at things, who takes things seriously, who thinks before they speak, but who really embraces a lot of questions and a lot of mysteries. So that's going to be really rather nice. So here, this is very, very focused on the earthly plane, and the people who are helping you move forward during this time are very focused on the earthly plane, on the ways forward, the passions had, the prosperity needed, the seeds being planted. And it can be around this gift that you're feeling that's really coming as the doors are opened. As happiness comes in, there feels like there's new seeds to be planted, there's new prosperity to move you forward, and there is this wisdom and this guidance that comes from it as yeah, as doors are opened and as you're finding a greater balance within the prosperity of the world, or in what is kind of demanded of you. You're sitting there and you're balancing the scales. And Libra, the Six of Pentacles is my minor arcana, judgment card. Justice card. There we go. Justice card. And that's you in the major arcana. So here, this is you in the minor arcana, really coming forward and looking at the earthly world and saying, I need the scales balanced. I need the scales balanced, and I need the energy around me balanced. Now, with the Five of Cups, there's a changing your mind and changing your whole entire life. There is a tendency during this time to look at the negative, to look at what still needs to be done, what still needs to be conquered. You are astoundingly determined. You're looking at your inner soul, your inner self, your passion, your love, and you're sitting there and saying, all right, I'm almost ready. It's like almost as if you're ready for battle. And Spirit is saying it's not a battle. It really just isn't going to be a battle during this time. It is a awakening. It is a determination. It is a coming together. It is a greater understanding. It is an embracing of nuances. But it's also a releasing of the past. And it is a moving forward into a more powerful, more beautiful presence where there is healing, there is love that is around you, where there is beauty that is really a part of you coming forward. And the world opens up. The world opens up for you in a way that is really quite magnificent and really quite spectacular. There is a sense here that doors that you once felt were barred to you, like locked, barred, ogre guarding in front of them, are going to start to open up to you. You're going to start to see that the stress that was keeping you from moving forward that way is starting to fall away. The anger, the upset, the oh my gosh, I can't possibly, kind of the demons in our own heads that say, oh, you couldn't move forward that way. Do you really think you're, special enough, or, good enough, or talented enough? It's like, yes, I am. Yes, I am. I might not be like everybody else, and I might not be the cookie cutter idea or ideal, but that's fine, because people mold themselves to that cookie cutter. And if you walk your path and you walk it with truth and with honor and with, dignity of self, you see prosperity being granted. You are definitely taking it, and it opens up being a student of your heart, your soul, of what you desire, of where you need to be, of what you want. And it opens you up in a way that really does bring forth victory, that really does bring forth a greater truth and a greater power than you had imagined. It can be a bit overwhelming as the world opens. And I know you might be thinking, Dane, the world is kind of closing right now, and everything is closed. But there is a sense here that for you personally, as you are looking at things and as you are really seeing greater truths about yourself, also looking at, things that you might have thought, okay, this is the right way, this is the way everybody does it, and this is the way that's supposed to bring success and prosperity. And then it could be gut-wrenching disappointment that didn't have that happen, and you were doing everything right and were betrayed. And now you are determined to live in the love and to live in the healing of your truth. And so you could have barred these doors for yourself. You could have said, oh, don't be so silly. That's not the way things are done. But Libra, now you're opening up your heart to you. You're opening up your heart to your greater understanding, your greater truth, your greater wisdom. And things aren't going to be the same after that. And things really are going to change. And you can feel that, and you can see that here with the Wheel of Fortune. Things are changing in a way that you hadn't anticipated, you hadn't expected. It's opening up a beauty and a truth to you that is really quite magnificent. It is feeling like you're on a roller coaster ride. And sometimes, yes, it is going to be a terrifying ride, as roller coasters can be, but it can also be exhilarating and fun, and just the sense of, wow, I didn't know, ending that cycle of the doors barred and looking at the negative instead of the blessings that are a part of me could be so liberating, could be so freeing, could be so much more than I ever anticipated. And that's where you really see yourself balancing the scales and saying, all right, what needs to be done? And you're really focused here on the earthly plane. It's not, let me think about, you're going to, okay. So when Spirit says it's not going to be thinking about Spirit, it doesn't mean that you completely ignore Spirit, because that just felt astoundingly wrong to say. But it means that you're not going to be really sitting there in the metaphysical and saying, okay, there's such greater truth. And there is going to be such greater truth in the metaphysical than there is in the physical. But during this time, the truth that you need to be focusing on is in the physical world, is in the, not simply the feeding of the spirit, but also in the feeding of the body and the moving forward in determination and the power and the understanding and the greatness and the blessings that come forward. And that's a game changer for you. It really is a game changer for you. And as you're looking at it, you're seeing here, I keep on looking at the hourglass, you're going to see a perception of time starting to change. And this can be from, kind of stepping back and saying, okay, I'm focusing on this physical world. And as you focus on the physical world, the divine wisdom comes in, and you actually can't escape the spiritual wisdom that is coming your way, which is really quite lovely. And as it is raining down over you, it has you see things happening not in our time, because we really want things to happen in our time. I would love it if everything happened in our time. But things are happening in divine time. And as things happen in divine time, they happen in a way and with a synchronicity and with a greater understanding than we ourselves could ever imagine. And so the world starts to change. You enter into a new season, and you're guided, and you're seeing time differently. Instead of berating yourself for not, maybe being like everybody else, or not keeping to the schedule that everybody else seems to keep to. It's like, no, but this is my schedule. This is my truth. And I'm guided by divinity. I'm guided by the universe. I'm guided to so much more than I had anticipated. And I'm along for that ride. And that is going to be beautiful for you. And that's part of a cosmic, that's part of a, life karmic lesson for you that has been maybe even plaguing you for years, 5 years, 5, 10, 15 years, where things haven't always moved in the time frame that you thought they were supposed to. And you got thrown curveballs because you were to look at things in a different way. Your karmic journey, your cycle forward is different than others. Why? Because it's yours. And as it is yours, you're embracing a powerful understanding. You're embracing a greater truth, but also a greater mystery. And as you are looking at things more openly and more honestly for yourself, you are finding that, yes, you very well might be facing angers, hurts, disappointments, upsets that you faced before. And a part of you is going to be like, no, I don't want this. I just don't want this in my life. And the other part of you is going to be finding that you handle the situation. You might not think that you're handling the situation differently, but you're handling the situation internally and emotionally so differently than the way that you handled it before. And people are going to try and knock you off your game. They just are. And when we're tested karmically and we're tested with a life purpose lesson, we tend to judge ourselves very harshly because we see all the possibilities and we see the way that maybe we think we should be doing things instead of the way that we actually need to be doing things in order to move us forward in our truth, in our passion, in what we desire. And so here with the Five of Swords, yes, people say, okay, this is about bad sportsmanship. But when it comes to your life purpose, when it comes to playing the game of this world and living in your truth, there really isn't good sportsmanship done. You don't see everybody sitting there and saying, I'm going to be as fair as humanly possible. People are fair, but it is the battle of our souls that we really are looking at here, the elevation of our conscious understanding. And so we get hit with the unfairness and the injustice of the world. So if you're sitting there and always worried about everybody else before you're worried about yourself, always worried about their scales being balanced instead of both of your scales being balanced and both of your lives being balanced, then the lesson will come back. Because here it is standing in your truth and standing in your power and standing in your ferocity and saying, oh no, there is more here than anyone could ever have imagined. And there is more to me than even I myself understand at times. And then that leads you to the sun. It leads you to a happiness, it leads you to a joy, it leads you to an emotional understanding that is brilliant, that is radiant, that is warming, that is centering, that is conquering, that is more than you had anticipated. And the sun represents joy, it represents brilliance, it represents truth, it represents, power of understanding and power of being. And so here with the sun, you are looking in on the radiance, and you are looking at the radiance of yourself. And you're doing so emotionally. You feel warmed to your core. You feel as if there is this beauty around you. And what's so beautiful here And so I'm just really seeing how this coin handed by divinity can look pretty much like the sun, right? You know, the same spherical shape, the same golden color. And so as the happiness comes in, the gifts of prosperity come. It is the power of understanding. It is the beauty of your truth. It is the opening up of doors. It is a moving away from doubts. It is an embracing of planting a new harvest for yourself or looking at things differently. This is a gift from God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, that is taken because of a joy of your soul, because of a brilliance of yourself, because of this sense of happiness being around you and being a part of you. And as it comes in and as it elevates and, radiates from you, God's source spirit says, here's a gift of prosperity. What will you do with it? What do you want with it? And it doesn't have to be that all of a sudden, a buttload of money falls in your lap, though I hope it does. Like, that would be awesome. But it does mean that you start seeing, again, doors that were closed start to open. You start seeing things in a new way. You start looking at your gifts. And instead of thinking, as so many of us do, like, oh, that's not a gift. Like, who would think that was a talent? Like, who would think that was a gift? You start to see your uniqueness. And you start to see your way of looking at the world, your way of interpreting things as a gift being given to you. And it might not bring in prosperity, right away. But as you develop it, as you look at this part of your soul that is moving you forward, it starts to. It starts to open up the door. It starts to lead you. It can be on a different path. And it can be that it starts to lead you towards hobbies, towards an understanding that you hadn't expected to be a pivotal part of your life. But because it is helping embrace this joy and this understanding, it really does lead you forward in a way that you haven't anticipated. And what we do for a living, it doesn't always have to be our greatest joy and our greatest, sense of accomplishment. A job can simply be a job, a way to put money on the table, a way to kind of get things done. And then we can have hobbies on the side that mean so much more to us and really express our souls and ourselves. And you're going to start to see that, but you're also going to see that things can become more through ingenuity, through, a kind of nuance of understanding, through a not putting yourself in the same box as everybody else puts themselves in. And that's where you see yourself starting to balance the scales, starting to also see where the scales are imbalanced within your life. And this is a looking at what you desire, and this is a looking at what you want with the six of coins, and saying there needs to be a harmony here. I cannot have things be out of balance because you're moving to a new existence, a new way of moving forward within your life. And you're balancing your scales. You're gaining a deeper understanding. You're looking at things more openly, more honestly, more passionately, more powerfully. And as you do so, you become a warrior for your truth, a warrior for your understanding. You have the sphinxes here. The sphinxes speak in riddles, the riddles of the day and the riddles of the night. And that's part of the way divinity gives us messages. It's through riddles, it's through ideas, it's through images, it's through abstraction. And so here to be able to look at things and really focus on what you desire, focus on what you want, focus on what you need, and look at the riddles that come your way and be determined to solve them, be determined to make a truth out of them. This is also being a warrior of the heart. Cancer energy is water sign energy. Water is of the emotions of the heart. And so here within your heart, you're really looking at the seeds that you're planting on this earthly plane, because you do have a very earthly impact for the emotional truth during this time. And the way that you are moving forward towards what it is that you desire. The charioteers, think of them as the tanks of their day in the ancient world. They moved faster than foot soldiers, right? And they had a fierceness, a might to them. And so here with your heart, it has a fierceness, it has a might to it that you might have ignored before. You might have thought, oh, that's just silly. Why am I defending that aspect of myself? Or why do I think I should be moving forward that way? And you see now, you're crowned by the stars. You're looking at the ideas and the dreams and the wondering, and there's going to be this sense of the night sky coming forward. There's going to be a sense of during the quiet, during the serene or surreal moments of life, that you start to see a bit of clarity. And it's going to be when the world quiets down that it really kind of centers in around you. You're very good during the day too, emotionally and prosperously. But during the night, this is when Spirit is really showing some deeper insights come. And it's kind of like you look at your North Star, you look at the way that you're moving forward and what you are moving forward to. It then leads you to the Page of Wands. It leads you in the public arena of being a page of your passion, of your prosperity, of the way that you want to move forward, of your determination, of what is important to you. And as you look at this, we think of the wands and we think of fire, right? Because they are fire sign energies, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But as we look at the wands here, it's also the fire that keeps us going. It is that sun blazing within you that you are really focusing on at this time. It's that passion, it's that determination, it's that love, it's that beauty, it's that truth, it's that opening. And as you see the world opening, as you see your passion opening, you become a student, but you also become a messenger. Divinity, God, Source, Spirit, gives you messages, guides you forward in a way that you hadn't anticipated, you didn't expect, you weren't looking at the right way or the way that you were supposed to before. And as you look at things more openly and more honestly for yourself, you start to fall into alignment with what you need, with what you desire. You start to see again, there's a sense of these doors opening, like doors that were shut, paths that seemed barred. There comes a truth and there comes a way of seeing things. And it's like, well, why not? Why not move forward this way? Why not look at things, this way? Why not open up these doors for me? Why not look at things more openly and more honestly for me? Why not be a student? Why not take in this information? Because there are a lot of questions to be asked and a lot of answers to be found. And that is going to be something that you're very big on during this time. You're very into the questions of passion, the questions of the fire that burns within you, the questions of the truth that is a part of you. And it leads you to the Page of Cups. It leads you to love. It leads you to an opening of insight and of understanding. It leads you to a powerful truth that sets you free. And it leads you to answers coming from places that you hadn't anticipated, that you didn't expect. And it opens up a world to you that is more. And it might be a little bit less than you imagined it would be, because our imaginations are grand and we tend to think, this is how I imagined it and this is how it will move forward. And because you are being a student here, because you are looking at things differently, you're taking in nuances. It's kind of like when you teach something and you start to see things that you had never seen before, or somebody asks a question and you're like, oh, I never thought of it that way. And it opens up something more for you and something more to you. That is going to be the energy that is around you during this time. And it opens it up with your passion, but it also opens it up with your heart. And in the public arena, you might sit there and say, well, I don't want to be made vulnerable. It's not being vulnerable. It is being a seeker. It is being a learner. It is being, it is being on a quest for something so much more than what everybody else seems to be settling for. And as this moves you forward, Libra, you see truth and you see power and you see destiny and soul and, dedication and understanding so much more deeply than you had before. You see yourself so much more deeply. And it might be that a fire sign energy, a water sign energy, asks you questions that open up doors, or that you start, having questions about, the passion that you have in your life, the reason for getting out of bed in the morning. Maybe you're exhausted, maybe, and that could very well be it with the softness of the way the bull sings, that there's just a tiredness. There's a sense of, and I believe Spirit said this earlier, that there is this sense of, it's been such a long road. How do you keep on learning, and how do you keep on embracing that passion? Like, how do you open it up? Because there are some days where it is enough to, pull your tush out of bed, get yourself moving, do what needs to be done, and then fall back to sleep. And that is all that we have sometimes. And here, it is a rekindling of the sparks that make life beautiful. It is a stepping out of fear. And the sun is just going to be so good for you. If you can sit out in the sun, that would be absolutely magnificent. Just face up to the sun, soaking in that vitamin D, or even, if there isn't time, to go sit out in the sun, taking vitamin D tablets, of course, consult your healthcare professional, but that would be really, really good just to get that energy back, just to get that joy back. And then you start seeing things more differently. You start seeing things more positively. You start, being more inquisitive, and doors open and quests open. It's like, oh, wow, what is this, volcanic passion that I'm going after in the background? And it opens up the sea. It opens up the depth of emotion in such a way that you hadn't expected. And it brings you to the magician. It brings you to embracing your magic. It brings you to embracing the God's head within you. And as above, so below. As you believe it, so it becomes. As you claim it, so you are. What you believe manifests. You have such a powerful mind. Now, if you are sitting there believing, okay, millions and millions of dollars are just going to come to me, there is going to be a part of you that, sat on your couch eating chips type of thing that says, well, you need hard work with that. Nothing in life is free. And that's kind of ingrained in us. So here, it can be, moving past that ingrainedness. That's not a word, but, let's go with it. And it can also be, seeing what you work towards to have that prosperity come. And it can be in a way that is astounding. It can be in a way that you never expected. It can be, based off talents that, again, you didn't think were talents. It's like, oh, this is just me. Like, this is what I do. No big deal. It's not being one of those, it's not having a talent in a way that other people go ooh and ah over. It's not being the unbelievable mathematician. It's not being the renowned physicist. It's not, it's not being a neuroscientist. Things like that where people go, ooh, that sounds like super hard. It is taking your talents that people might go, well, I could do that. Like anybody could do that. But do they? Do they bring prosperity into their lives through their talents, through their gifts, through their blessings, through what they think they can do, and not what they actually can do? I hope that makes sense, because it's kind of like, it's kind of like everybody saying, oh, well, I can do that, but they don't. And that is exactly what Spirit is showing. It's somewhere along the way, somebody might have looked at your talent and said, well, that's not a talent. Anybody can do that. But the fact of the matter is that if you keep on moving forward with it, if you keep on embracing it, if you keep on moving and developing and broadening your circle of understanding, your knowledge, your passion, and the heart that you're putting into it, because nobody has a heart quite like you. And nobody has a passion quite like yours. So the combination of the two is going to be where you see a lot of the magic coming forward. And you're kind of falling down that rabbit hole. You're falling into that truth, that beauty, that understanding. And it brings you to knowing that your thoughts have far more power than you think they do. And also, when you're thinking about something, okay, something that you really want to do, and you hear a voice in your head, it can be, an old teacher's voice, it can be a parent's voice, it can be, a friend's voice, an ex's voice, or even your partner's voice, saying, oh, that's not a big deal. That's what you're crowning yourself with. Okay? Here, if you look at her head, she is crowned in the most beautiful flowers, and she has the flowers cascading above her. All right? So that's love. That's love cascading above her, because they're red roses, love and passion. And I don't know exactly the flowers that are there on her crown. If you do, leave it in the comment box below. But there is a sense here of beauty and of understanding and of being a part of nature. So it's a part of your nature that is crowning you. Is it a beautiful crown, or is it a tarnished crown? Is it something that builds you up, or is it something that pulls you down? When people see your crown, and just visualize, because I love doing this, okay? Just visualize putting a crown upon your head, like holding out your hands and looking from the beauty of your mind and seeing what type of crown do you wear. Is it just a little what is it? Those circlet crowns, they start with a D. That goes around your head, kind of like a headband almost, and then just a little teardrop hanging down of purple. Can it be as simple as that? Or that is the crown chakra being blessed, the third eye chakra being blessed. Is it a big, fancy, huge crown that you're wearing on top of your head that people would sit there and just be in awe of when they saw you? Or is the crown tarnished? Is the crown tired? Is the crown, damaged and falling apart? Can you not even visualize a crown? Because it's been such a hard road. But here's the thing. Every person deserves a crown. Every person is crowning themselves every single day with the thoughts that they have and the ideas that they have and the beauty that they have within themselves. And whether they move forward with that or whether they let negativity take that away from them, that is a choice. And so here, it's holding out your hands and visualizing your crown. And it can take days, it can take weeks to be able, or hours, or minutes, to be able to visualize the crown that best suits you, that is beautiful. Is it a wreath of flowers that you wear around your head? And placing that crown upon your head and feeling it center you, feeling it open up the world to you, feeling it, move you forward with your knowledge and your passion and your power. And that's the gift that you're being handed here. That passion, that power, that brilliance, that truth, that understanding, that amazement. And the Ace of Wands is God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, handing you this gift of passion, of creativity, of fire, of determination, of the reason for getting out of bed in the morning. And it is opening up that world to you quite beautifully. And it's opening up that power to you after battles, after doubts, after fears, and you are most definitely taking it. Reclaiming your energy, reclaiming your truth, reclaiming your passion. This is a time of truth. It really is. So let's see as we go deeper. Libra. October 1st to the 15th, 2020 Libra. October 1st to the 15th, 2020 Libra. Show me more deeply for Libra. October 1st to the 15th, 2020 Libra. Show me more deeply for Libra. October 1st to the 15th, 2020 Libra. Show me more deeply for Libra. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. One bonus card. Love it. And let's see who you are to be mindful of during this time. Who is Libra to be mindful of? October 1st to the 15th, 2020 Libra. Who is Libra to be mindful of? October 1st to the 15th, 2020 Libra. Who is Libra to be mindful of? October 1st to the 15th, 2020 Libra. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. These three. So we have right here Virgo energy, right? And didn't Spirit say before that one of the blockages around Libra was around Virgo for that could be bleeding into Libra, okay? Because it's Virgo and then it's Libra. Is the silence. There's an energy around their throat chakra that is silencing them. So that could be something to be very mindful of, especially if you're on the cusp. Once again, this is going to be an energy that can really greatly affect you. And also, you might find yourself very drawn to Virgos, or if you have a strong Virgo in your chart, you can be very drawn to Virgos because they have this vibrational energy that resonates with yours. And during this time, you don't kind of want to take on the silence because you're going to try, and Libra, what you do is you try to balance things out wherever you are. So you're going to try and balance out the silence that they have, take on some of it. Don't do that. This is going to be a person they're very into right now, they're fighting their own battles. They're looking at their own truths. And they're not going to see much more than themselves at this time. So just be mindful of that. And then we have here Taurus energy, okay? This is a time frame of April 20th to May 20th. Virgo energy is, of course, a time frame for Virgo of August 23rd to September 22nd. This Taurus energy is just stubborn. It's stubborn. It's, set in their ways. It can be kind of like a bull in a china shop sometimes talking to them. Where it's kind of like they have these ideas and they're pushing them forward, and you're just going to need a bit more of a gentleness, because the Taurus can talk over you very, very easily. Taurus can talk over a lot of people very easily. Earth sign energies have that power to them because they're so grounded and centered, and it's kind of like when your voice echoes off of a canyon, or echoes off, and that's going to be the power behind this earth sign voice. Just like this Virgo, they're going to have that power of kind of drowning other things out, like eating up the air. And so here, just be mindful of that. Very determined, very dedicated, very stubborn. Very stubborn. And then we have the Lord, which is Aries energy, March 21st to April 19th. These are all astoundingly powerful energies, and this is going to be a person, can be a boss-like figure. This is going to be authority figure where, again, their voice just overtakes your own. And they have this passion, they have this determination, they have this fire to them. And you're going to think, oh, well, they're obviously right? They obviously know what they're talking about. And here it is, again, not losing your voice in the bellow of theirs. We have the Six of Wands, things moving forward, celebration. We have the High Priestess, which is mysteries being revealed. And we have the Six of Wands over the Five of Cups in the world. So as you change your mind, you start to celebrate yourself. With the Wheel of Fortune, all right, you have the High Priestess coming in. You're seeing beyond the veil of what others present. And part of your karmic energy is the power of Aries. Now, you can find that you come maybe into a bit of a conflict because you have Aries up here to be mindful of. You could come into a bit of a conflict with an Aries or with an authority figure, but there is also a sense of reclaiming your throne, of claiming your passion, of claiming what you desire. There may be an Aries to be mindful of, but there's also a very positive Aries around you during this time. It moves you to judgment, yes, as you embrace the sun's light, as you embrace happiness, joy, prosperity, and success and gifts from divinity. The judgment raises you up, moves you forward. There is temperance and balance coming in, which is exactly what you need as you are looking at the scales of this world. As you're looking at the demands being made on you, there needs to be temperance, there needs to be balance. The Four of Pentacles, this is my vampiric energy card. So here there is vampiric energy that you are moving forward from around your heart. We then have the Ten of Cups, and they all live happily ever after as you are a student of what you desire, as you open up your heart and you open up your passion to what you want from life. The Seven of Swords, as the magic comes forward, you're taking what you need, you're leaving behind the rest, and you are moving in your truth. And the Ace of Wands brings you strength. It brings you a strength not of brute force strength, but of strength of dignity, strength of understanding of self, strength of beauty. And it's the underestimated strength that people forget. We think strength is about force, but strength, some of the strongest people you will ever meet are the people who remained kind in this world when the world gave them every single reason to be bitter and angry and resentful. Four of Swords is your bonus card. It is time to honor everything that you have been through, every battle, hurt, upset, disappointment, and to give yourself respect for the road that has been long traveled and that has been hard. So the Six of Wands is saying, how are you celebrating you? How are you looking at what you desire? As the High Priestess has you, here with the Six of Wands, how are you celebrating you? There's celebration coming forward. There's victory. There's success. This is being that boss that celebrates instead of that boss that brings you down. This is being that person for you, And this is moving away from the doubts and the fears as the world opens. And it's saying, yes, I can do this. And the High Priestess lifts the veil from our eyes It has us seeing a new season coming forward, which is one that is much more introspective, much more quiet, speaks in riddles and in rhymes as the world does, in imagery and in emotions and in feelings and in understandings and in interpretations. And it moves you to something so much more than you originally thought. You're seeing the truth within yourself, and you're seeing the truth around you of others. It can be astoundingly overwhelming. Walk gently as you move forward in this knowledge, in this balance, in this wisdom. Claim your throne. Claim your power. You are going to be facing demons. You are going to be facing things that had once either brought you to your knees or had you run away. And as you're facing them now, you're finding your power, you're finding your understanding, you're finding your truth. You're not letting their toxicity take over within your life. And you claim your throne, you claim your passion, and you move forward in that passionate truth. As you do so, you hear the call of your angels. You hear this judgment, and you hear this resurrection of truth and of power, and this looking in on your soul and what you greatly desire, and you rise up. You rise up in a way that is really quite beautiful for you, and it brings you the balance of day and of night, of truth and of understanding, of what is seen and what is unseen, and it has you looking at things so much more honestly for yourself. Temperance is, of course, Sagittarius energy, a time frame of November 22nd to December 21st. As you do so, there is a sense of releasing this negative energy that has held you back. And let me just see right here really quickly. Oh, that's really interesting, because there's a key before her as she unlocks a treasure. It's like as you release the energy that has been holding you back, you unlock within yourself a treasure. You unlock within yourself a truth, a power, a beauty, an abundance that will not be denied from you anymore, will not be taken from you anymore. And as this opens up, you become a charioteer, you become a warrior of your heart, of your soul, of yourself, of the movement forward. You have a repeat of the number 4 here, which is saying, take care of you. Yeah, take care of you. Be kind to your body, be kind to your mind, be kind to your spirit. You are opening up to a happily ever after, to a joy and to a beauty that you might have thought, okay, that's for other people, that's for fairy tales, it's just not for me. But you're going to see it is for you. It is a part of you. It is moving you forward. It is opening up the doors. And as you move forward in this, you see that you're learning so much more. And the thing is, it's like, don't people say, like, once we stop learning, once we stop taking in more knowledge and more understanding, and I know somebody said this. I don't know if it was Wayne Dyer or who it was, or if, I think it might have actually been Buddha, that once we stop learning, we stop growing as individuals. And so here, you are embracing the learning, and you are embracing the happiness that it moves you forward in, and that it brings within your life. It moves you to taking up your knowledge and your understanding and embracing your magic. And it can feel a little bit sneaky. Like, when you're making changes in your life, it can feel that you're being sneaky, that you're hiding something from people. But it's very personal. It's very private. It's very powerful. And everybody doesn't need to know. So as you move forward, as you cut through these doubts and these fears, and as you move forward in this passion, in this power, in this brilliance, in this truth, you see so much more. You see so much more, and you're leaving behind what was toxic to you before, what held you back and held you down. And then you have the 7 going into the 8. And as you move forward, you embrace strength. You embrace your strength of personage. You embrace the strength that divinity is giving you, and it opens up doors. It is the strength of kindness. It is the strength of compassion. It is the strength of beauty. It is the strength that most overlook, but it's the most powerful strength of all. And you honor every dark road that you have walked, every heartbreak that you have had, every battle that you have fought. Because life, it is a battle. It is a battle. And our way of winning it is to stay true to ourselves, but also give us respect for what we have been through and what we have overcome. Let's look at what your spirit animal message is. Libra, October 1st to the 15th, 2020 Libra. October 1st to the 15th, 2020 Libra. October 1st to the 15th, 2020 Libra. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. And what's so great with your spirit animal cards is that if you see these animals in real life or an image of these animals, this is your angels. These are your angels and your spirit guides tapping you on the shoulder, Libra, saying, remember this message. So we start here with the deer spirit. I love this. Bring a gentle touch. And I think that's so much of what our world is missing. That gentle touch, that kind touch, that compassionate touch. Bring that gentle touch into the world and move forward with that gentle touch. And that would be really quite beautiful for you. Yeah, it's such a peaceful, centering image, to have that gentle touch that moves you forward. And then we have the swan spirit. Take a deep dive. Take a deep dive into your emotional truth. Take a deep dive into what it is that you desire from life and your soul and yourself and your passion and your power. Your subconscious spirit animal message. Oh, it's one of my favorites, the skunk spirit. Know your worth. Know your worth no matter what anybody says, no matter, what anybody else thinks. Know your worth and stand in your worth. I love that. Your subconscious people message is the Prince of Pentacles. You are slowly and steadily moving towards your prosperity, towards your abundance, and towards what you value most in life. You're going to want to go more quickly, don't we all? But remember, divine timing is really going to be powerful for you, and is really powerful for everyone during this time, but during our lives. We like our timing. We like it when we want it, and we have these plans and these ideas, and then the world can freak us out and say, oh, well, if you're not doing this by this time and you're not doing that by that time, everything's just ruined and you just ruined it all. And it's like, no. Divine timing moves you forward to what it is that you value most. Open up your mind. See the roads that others do not walk, and know that as part of your truth. Your subconscious chakra message is Mother Earth. This is the Earth Star chakra, located 6 inches below your feet. This is your rooted self. This is the earth that sustains you, that takes care of you, that, moves you forward in prosperity and beauty. And this is connecting with Mother Earth energy. And this is connecting with your greater power, your greater understanding, and your greater truth. This is a grounding of yourself and a love that is coming forward. Your subconscious tarot message is the 7 of Wands. Know what battles you are fighting and why you are fighting them. This is having opposition, most definitely. This is not saying lay down and be a rug, don't fight, don't stand up for yourself. But this is saying know when to fight and know when not to waste your breath on fools who will never understand. Know where to place your energy. Because if you battle every person who thinks that they know better than you and that they can do things, better than you can, you will never stop fighting to be able to conquer your dreams, to be able to go after what you want. And as we go deeper into this, you have the Death card. This is Scorpio energy, time frame October 23rd to November 21st. This is a dying away of the old self, a rebirth of the new. This is the great equalizer of truth, of passion, and of understanding. This is a sense of rebirth, reclaiming, and this is you moving forward with a knowledge that everything comes to an end. And it's not in an ominous way. Don't sit there and go, oh my gosh, Dane, thanks a lot. Death, everything comes to an end. It's in a sense of who we were 5 years ago. It's not the same person as who we are now. Who we are, 13 years ago is not the same person as who we are now. We are always changing. Every 7 years, they say, right? We shed our skin, right? So here, it is even every day as we wake from slumber. We're not the same person we were when we went to sleep. And there is a change to us. There is a power to us. There is a brilliance to us. That if we embrace this change, that can be scary and overwhelming, yes, but also beautiful and truthful, we will find that we open up to a world that is so much more than we expected, and so much more powerful than we originally thought. And we open up to a power within ourselves that is so much more powerful than we originally thought. All right, Libra. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. So let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we move forward in passion and beauty and truth. As we claim the power of our voices, as we know that we are constantly reborn and forever changing, and as we embrace that beauty that is a part of us and that is always changing within us. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Libra.